I see y'all. What's going on? What's up? Got me too much. Got too much light up in here. How y'all feeling? Hopefully y'all feel good. Come on in. Let me let y'all get on in here, so we can have a little bit of fun. So we got some fun. Let me let y'all get in here, so we can have some fun. Yes, yes. Come on in. Come on in. Yo, this is the time of the show. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. It's like, where you from? Tell me where you from. How you doing, Crystal? I see you, Crystal. Let me let these people know what time it is. Let me know where y'all from up in here. I see you, Duval County, up in here tonight. Yeah, excuse my voice. I got this is my t-shirt that I go to sleep in. Sleep shirt. Yeah. Listen, man. Let me say this. I'm so happy that you guys are in here. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things tonight. But right now, I want to know where everybody is from. Tell me what you representing. Where you from? Where you at? Hitting a few people, letting them know that we up in here tonight. Yes, sir, buddy. Luke Show is live on the video. Man, let me listen. Miami in the house. I see y'all, Miami. I see you, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Indianapolis. Indianapolis. Is that you right there? Indianapolis. Oh, Dothan, Alabama. Well, that's a beautiful girl there, Dothan, Alabama, right there. Look at that. Oh, the girl from the island. I see you. Fort Pierce in the building. I didn't never know it was a such thing as an Inglewood, Florida. I didn't know that. I just thought it was only Inglewood, California. Wow. That's big time. That is big, big, big. Inglewood, Florida. Detroit, Michigan. I know y'all up in here. Look at this here. Our favorite city right now. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, backed up by no other than Coral Gables. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Coral Gables. Come on at the same time. Oh man, this is crazy. All right, I did all this here. I let everybody know. I see y'all. Hey, Arizona. Who is this here? Jamaica. What is this right here? Why did you write me a whole letter? Can you believe this? Look at this, people. This is a whole letter. That took a lot of typing. A lot of members of the Two Live Crew, sure. 3 business improvements. Oh my God. Hey, listen. I'm just saying, that was a lot to read there. Port Arthur, Texas, New Orleans, y'all still in the building. You still floating. They didn't let you float away. North Carolina, I see y'all. Yep. I see y'all up in here. Who is this? Louisville, the Louisville Slugger. Milwaukee up in the building. Hello, Angel Rodriguez, my good friend. That's my man there, Angel. Oh, Niagara. Is that Niagara Falls? Hey, Pembroke Pines up in the building. Yes, I love it. Hey, let me say this here. Let's get this thing going right now. It's going to be an open show tonight. There's a lot of things I could talk about. It's so many different things I could talk about right now, but man. I got to put this one on here. South Central California up in the building. I had to do that. I see you, Santa Cloud, Florida. I see you in the house. But let me say this here. It's a lot of things that we could talk about, but I just want to say one of the most important things that happened here in Florida, even though I don't agree 99.1% of the time of the governor, I don't agree with half of the stuff he says, but he did something great today. He put an executive order for a new bill to get rid of standardized testing. Standardized testing, getting rid of standardized testing in schools in the state of Florida. Now, if I run for governor, that was one of the main things that I was going to do, was get rid of it. So I guess the governor read my article and he said, the way I can get Luke out of the race is some of the things that he is proposing. If I do those things, then I won't have to worry about running against him because I'm going to lose. Because Luke is going to end up being the governor of Florida. I'm going to be out of a job. And I would hate to lose to the rapper, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a good thing for the governor. Shouts out to the governor of Florida. You finally did something that we all can agree on. I give credit where credit is due. Now, listen, we had quite a few things going. We had the verses last night. Did you guys see the verses? Did y'all see the verses? If you saw the verses, let me know. 7 Mile and Van Dyke, I see you. Memphis in the building. Did you see the verses? Who was it? Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Now, that was a very interesting verses. I mean, the comments were crazy. All of the comments on those verses, that verses last night was absolutely bananas. I'm not going to repeat the comments because I don't want nobody to be saying, oh, Luke hating, or Luke saying this, and Luke saying that. I'm pretty sure everybody was able to listen to it or see it themselves. But how did y'all feel about the verses? Who won? Did Fat Joe win? Did Ja Rule win? Who won? I mean, I really want to know. That's something out. Ja won? Oh, okay, all right. Ja won? Okay. Ja run for Congress. The hat lady will have to like retire. But let me just say this, man. I thought the verses was real good. I actually was supposed to be in New York yesterday, man. I thought about it. I was supposed to be there, and I didn't go for whatever reason. I should have been there for this charity golf tournament, and then I could have moseyed right on over to the verses and being able to saw it up close and personal and live. Oh, we got somebody that say Derek say Fat Joe won. We got a lot of Ja Rules here. Derek, you look like you're the only one. Hip hop won. I like that. For the culture. It was done for the culture. But let me say this here, man. Somebody was asking me, say, man, you gonna do a versus? Who would you do a versus with? I said, I already did my versus. It was Luke versus the Supreme Court. And I won. Oh man, why would you say that? Fat Joe. That's hardcore. Damn, Lee. You real hard, Lee, up in here. You are Lee hard as shit. Hey man, listen, let me say this here. So that's one of the most important things that happened last night. That was good. Now here's another situation. The vaccine. A lot of people are not taking the vaccine. There are people who are taking the vaccine, and then there are people who are calling up people like myself. People call me up all the time, like, yo, you need to take the vaccine. What are you doing? Then, I keep telling them there's a study that shows that, people who have COVID, they don't necessarily have to take it. They have the antibodies. And then they go to telling you, oh, the antibodies only last 3 months. Not true. Then they have studies in Europe, studies in Europe where people are talking about the vaccine. Hold on 1 second. See, this is, hello. Okay, thank you. So they say don't take the vaccine because you don't need it. Some people are just saying the vaccine is bad for them. How you doing, Jahara? Jahara is on here. I gotta watch what I say. We do have some more Fat Joe people who thought Fat Joe won. I was looking at a story on Headliner's Instagram, and they had Fauci and Sanjay Gupta, and those two were on there talking about in Israel. They said they did studies of people who had COVID the antibodies are actually stronger than the actual vaccine. And they were sitting on there like really trying to figure that out. I don't know if I have it on here. That's my little COVID cough. I don't know if I still have it on my phone. If I could some kind of way let you guys see what was said. I don't know if I could do that. Let me see if I can do that.
Just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What?
And it cut off. Can you believe that? It freaking cut off just when it was getting ready to get good. Let me see if I can go right here. It cut off. I'm sorry, people. I know y'all was getting ready for it. See, this is what I saw. Now these Fauci and Sanjay Gupta on there live letting us know that the vaccine and something in Israel is stronger. Let me find it on Headliners. I thought I'd take this thing. Where's Headliners? Headliners Marketing Group. Where it is, right here. Here you go. Headliners.
There was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID, I'm protected, and now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not, as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine. So it is conceivable that you got infected, you're protected, but you may not be protected for an indefinite period of time.
And just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID, I'm protected, and now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's
see again. See what I'm saying? So, see what I'm saying? I know Brian Lee said, what the fuck? I know. They said studying Israel, the motherland. Even here, my doctor said, listen, you had COVID. You had the rough shit. Now, I'm not sitting on here telling people to take the vaccine and not take the vaccine. I'm not doing that at all. And I think it's really sad that people use their platform to try and force people to take the vaccine. I think that's real sad. You know, I was looking at, I love Joy Reid to death. That's my girl. I love her to death. I seen her come up in Miami from you know, small time, and now she's big time. And Nicki Minaj gets on her platform and says, look, I ain't go to the Met Gala because I did not want to take the vaccine. And Joy Reid jumped on Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj then clapped back, and she gonna do that, and it's a big two black women fighting against each other. That's some straight bullshit. But my point to that is nobody should be shaming anybody into taking the vaccine. If you don't want to take the vaccine, like I had a good friend of mine, I put up a post. I was like, look, people stop forcing the vaccine on people. If people want to take it, it's up to you what you want to put in your body. Just like we all say, people believe in abortions. That's the woman's right to choose. That's the individual right to choose whether or not he or she wants to put the vaccine in their body. They had the president said he wanted everybody in the United States government to take the vaccine. And if you don't take the vaccine, you can't work for the government. So what ends up happening? You got fighter pilots like, fuck that. I'm not taking the vaccine. I'm going home. Like highly trained military fighter pilots going home. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. My point is this, if you want to take the vaccine, you could take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. It should be everybody's choice. And nobody should be shaming nobody, and nobody should be forcing nobody. Because at the end of the day, think about it. Look who's telling us to take the vaccine. And that's part of the problem. Because we got a bullshit government, and our government lies so many times. Everybody in United States government, all they do is fucking lie. Politicians on TV fighting against each other, Democrats versus Republicans. The Republican says this, and then you have a large body of people believing what they see on Fox News, believing what you see on CNN, believing what you see on MSNBC and your local news. I mean, it's like the fucking idiot box is controlling everybody. That is the reason why 50% of Americans have not taken the vaccine. Because they don't believe shit coming out of any one of these politicians' mouth. Because they lie so much. And everything about these politicians in this country is about putting money in their fucking pockets. So it could be a big ass money play for Bill Gates and the rest of them. Big ass money play. We were in a war, spending trillions of dollars to then say, okay, everybody go home. Think about that shit. We just left a fucking war for 20 years. Half of the people, and they just say, fuck it, we going home. War's over with. Taliban, y'all assume your duties. You did not exterminate the Taliban. You did not exterminate ISIS because you just turned the fucking country back over to the Taliban. Am I fucking stupid? Under what president? George Bush. And George Bush is what? What is his profession outside of being a politician? He's an oiler. He made all his money off of oil. So you didn't think he was going to get into the presidency to figure out a way to fucking start a war? They ran into the 9/11. They ran into the World Trade Center. Fucking right. Half of the people don't even believe who ran into this motherfucker. By the way, that's someplace y'all need to go to the 9/11 memorial. It's a great place. I took my kids took me. I mean, they wanted to do a summer in New York, and we did that, and we went touring and did everything in the world. And I urge people to go there. I urge people to go to the 9/11 building. And let me just say this, not to get off topic, but I was like one of these other idiots under the firm belief that one race of people stayed home and black people and other people were the only ones in the building. No, that's bullshit. Don't believe that. When you go to that 9/11 memorial, you see on that wall, you see people from all nationalities, races, creeds, and colors. And when you look at that 9/11, going to that 9/11 memorial, I say to myself, and when I get out of that, why the fuck we so divided? We all so passionate about what happened. That was a travesty. But that was all of us that died in that building. It wasn't just black people. It wasn't just Jewish people. It wasn't just white people. It wasn't Asian people. It was everybody. It was all different races of people. After that, we should have been a much more closer country than we are. But we're so fucking divided. And we're divided because of these politicians. Do you know they go to this place called the Capitol Grill in fucking Washington, D.C.? Capitol Grill, private area for all the politicians, the congressmen, the senators, and all that. Do you know what they do? They go sit up in there and have drinks with each other. And they all plan how they're going to get on TV and put on a fucking big ass show like they're on Paris, like they're actors. Oh, I'm gonna get on here and talk all this shit about you, and yeah, I'm gonna talk this shit about you. I'm gonna get my constituents all revved up, and I'm gonna get these constituents all revved up. So then now when you have a fucking pandemic, nobody believes none of these people. That's why right now ain't nobody believe nobody. I don't believe no fucking politician. So when the politicians tell you, you need to take the vaccine, and then they go bring somebody named Fauci up there and some other people up there, you need to take, the government is saying take the vaccine. Don't worry about what's in the motherfucker. We want you to take the vaccine. Take it now. We already know everything is a money play with these politicians. So the vaccine can probably be good for you. It's like Little Red Riding Hood. She said the big bear's coming out to me, the big bad wolf is coming out to me, the big bad wolf. And then she go home, the big bad wolf screaming, the big bad wolf is after me. And then everybody go outside, what the fuck a big bad wolf? It ain't no big bad wolf. She laughing and shit, bullshit. Come back home the next day, the big bad wolf is out there. The big bad wolf is out there. Everybody run outside. We got to go save Little Red Riding Hood. And now when the big bad wolf comes, the big bad wolf is after my ass. Everybody sitting in the house chilling, looking at the fucking Cowboys. Fuck that. She out there bullshit. Ass get ate up. That's the same thing right now. Who believes the government? The fucking vaccine probably is good for us. But 50% of Americans like me, I don't believe nothing no motherfuckers sell me. I'm sorry. I don't believe nothing the government sells me. Because everything is about money. How you go into Congress and you make $60,000 a year and you come out of that motherfucker multi-millionaire? How you go into the county commission and you making $6,000 a year and that is your job and you come out a multi-millionaire? Really? Come on, let's be real with this shit. So there's 50% of Americans, we know bullshit when we see it. And then there's other 50% that just listen to whatever Trump say, listen to whatever Biden say, whatever their favorite politician says, listen to whatever Don Lemon says, listen to whatever Fox in the Morning says, listen to whatever Joe Scarborough says, and Dan Le Batard, and every motherfucking body who they believe in. I don't tell nobody to listen to me. I'm just a practical Negro. And I sit on here and I just talk real shit. Just talk real shit. I mean, let's be real. If I take right now penicillin, and penicillin fucked me all up, and they fucked up the dosage of penicillin where it did not work the way it was supposed to work. I know some of y'all like that penicillin. Back in the days, you used to use it. And it doesn't, so the drug, that batch of drugs were bad. So it was a bunch of people died. I'm just using this as an example. A bunch of people died off of this penicillin that they were giving out. You can actually sue the drug company for giving out faulty drugs. People died. But you can sue the motherfuckers off this, the vaccine for COVID. And then they say, COVID, the vaccine is not governmental control. What? So people take the vaccine and die. you can't sue them. I'm confused. So much stuff. What is in there? Please tell us what's in it. Please tell us the side effects. You know how they get on the thing on the TV? You be sitting there late night and shit. You can't sleep, and they have the law firm come on there. Hey, law, if you have been affected by this shit right here that gave you a special inhaler and this inhaler didn't work, please call this law firm because we're doing a big class action lawsuit because this fucking drugs that they gave you didn't work. Bam. Can't do that with the vaccine. Can't do it. Big money play. I'm thinking about taking the vaccine. I'm going to go back to my doctor. Say, how's my antibodies going? They'll say, Luke, you need to take it. People dying. Maybe I'll go take it. Maybe they'll just get rid of me just like they're going to get rid of all the rest of us. Maybe the United States is overpopulated and we need to get rid of some of these motherfuckers. Think about this shit. COVID came around. The first thing happened with COVID, it was killing the old people. Young people, all right. Until they had a big party on South Beach. Fuck that shit. COVID kills young people too. Then it was like black people sitting back there, well, that shit ain't killing no black people. Oh, as soon as the black people say COVID ain't killing black people, COVID killing y'all black ass too. You guys should not be sitting here thinking that COVID don't kill you because you're black. COVID is killing black people. Oh my God. This shit, I can't make this shit up. I'm confused. Georgia politics. I can't make this shit up. Scarface. What about Scarface? His situation, COVID related. Scarface's son gave him a kidney. I saw a news report. I don't know that for sure. I called him up, asked him, but I saw a picture of him on Greg Street's. Shouts out to my man Greg Street DJ in Georgia on his page on Instagram. Go to his page on Instagram. You see a picture of Scarface sitting up there. His son gave him a kidney. That's the most beautiful shit in the world. Will you give your dad a kidney? Liver one, a kidney one. Will you do that for your dad? That's the question. But at the end of the day, I'm done with the vaccine. Take the vaccine if you want to take the vaccine. I'm thinking about taking it. I'm going to go consult my doctor. And you're right, George Gregory. That's guaranteed, Mr. Thomas. That is guaranteed. Our ass is going to die. That's a guarantee. If you were born, you are guaranteed to die. You don't know when it's going to happen. You could be riding down the highway on your way to work and somebody run you into the motherfucking wall and they got the yellow shit over you. And that's why I try to tell people, I live life to the fullest. I live life totally to the fullest. I live it like it could be my last day. Every day is my last day. Because God is totally in control of whether or not we live today, tomorrow, the next minute, the next hour. The fucking planes fly over my house. Bam! Right into the house. Dead. We're done. Out of here. Gone. And that's why when I go to some of my friends' funeral, I cry. I cry because I'm like, this motherfucker didn't do nothing with his life. He just stayed here, stayed around the house, didn't do nothing, didn't go on cruises, didn't go to concerts, didn't fly to go on vacation, didn't do anything. He just lived a fucking boring life where I always told him you should just explore the world, do something, just live this shit to the fullest, which is what I encourage everybody to do. Live it to the fullest. Don't sit here and complain about nothing. Be with people who are like minds. Be with people who got a smile on their face. Be with people, whether it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, be with people who make you happy. The worst thing in the world is to be with people who don't make you happy. That is the worst thing in the world. People who just, you go home and you be miserable, like, oh, fuck, you got to sit in the parking lot like for 3 hours because you don't want to get out of the car. You know, oh, this motherfucker here. Whether it's a man or woman. Be with people who make you happy. Hang out with friends. Friends who don't get on your nerve. They just go and they just want to have fun. That's what you got to do. That's what I do. I don't hang out with no miserable people. Misery loves company. That shit's for real. So let's talk about sports right now. University of Miami football. Miami Dolphins. Who's your favorite team? Who's you guys' favorite team? We went from music, entertainment, politics to sports. We're actually going backwards with this. You know, the Dolphins is now my favorite team. The Cowboys is my second favorite team. The Cowboys has always been my favorite team all my life since I knew anything about football. But because of the things that the Dolphins do right now for the community and all the reasons I did not like the Dolphins and I love the Cowboys, the Dolphins are doing. So they're my brand new favorite team, but none of my friends got that memo. None of my friends even believe that shit. They're like, fuck that shit, you're a Cowboy. They know I'm a diehard Cowboy. I go way back from Clint Longley, Jeffro Pugh, Howie Long. I go back from Roger Staubach, Bob Hayes, Tony Dorsett. Don't get me started. I ain't even talk about Michael Irvin and all of them, Robert Newhouse. That's how far back I go. One time for the Raiders. Make sure you show up to the game. The Jets, make sure you show up to the game. We need all the support we can get. The Ravens blew that cash. The Ravens blew that cash the other night in Vegas. But all the Dolphins, if Dolphins are on here, this is what we're going to do. I hope I don't have no game that weekend. It's a bye weekend. We are going to go to Vegas. You got to go to Vegas for the Dolphins game. The Dolphins play in Vegas. We are going to Vegas. We're going to have to do that. We went to Dallas last year. The Jags? You like the Jags? Oh, man. The Jags. Oh, y'all going to have it rough for a couple of years. You just hang in there, Jaguar fan. The Saints. Boy, let me tell you this, Saint fans. I'm just loving Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is standing in the fucking pocket. You see, let me tell you this here. A lot of us sports fans, we have a tendency of condemning players. And we say, oh, they're trash. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's washed up. Oh, he's horrible. Oh, he can't throw the ball. Oh, he's throwing all these interceptions. But what about blaming the coach? A large part of this shit has to be done with the system. You put Jameis Winston in the system with Sean Payton. Look at the results you're getting. Look at the results you're getting with Jameis Winston in a real system with a different coach. A grown-ass man that he can listen to. That can sit in there and have a conversation with him about football. And those are the results. It's no different than Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not a bad quarterback. He just, for some reason, get in bad systems. He was in a system at Carolina where all he did was throw to the fucking tight end. Throw the ball to the tight end, Cam. You're stupid. We're stupid. We don't know no better. Only thing we know, throw the fucking ball to the tight end. And you run the ball. Put all this shit on like Tim Tebow and run the fucking ball. Cam Newton has not been in the system. RG3 has not been in the system. A lot of these quarterbacks ain't been in the system. Look at the guy Bradford. Left Detroit. Now he at the Rams. Look like a brand new motherfucking quarterback. And I know y'all love the Ravens. I know y'all love the Ravens. But let me say this here. Lamar Jackson is in a bad system. A lot of my friends are Raven fans. Lamar Jackson is in a bad system. They don't have the confidence that Lamar Jackson can read the defense and throw the ball down the field. He's not exploiting his whole entire talents the same way Jameis Winston. They typecast these black quarterbacks, unfortunately, and say they can't do certain things. And they put them in a system and they trim the shit down and they don't let them perform the best way they can. It's crazy. Thomas, friend on Facebook. I normally come to Atlantic City to the boat show. I'm going to be in Atlantic City January 15th, big concert. Super big concert. I mean, everybody on that fucking concert. KRS-One, you name it, everybody on that motherfucking show. But yeah, again, who I got in this game? Shit, I got Alabama. Alabama ain't playing. Alabama over Florida don't know who their quarterback is. Again, two black guys, they can't make up their mind who the fuck is going to be the quarterback. Same thing. And they have two different systems or game plans for the two different quarterbacks. Florida, if FAU had a few more players, they would beat Florida. Florida didn't look good in that game. They look good this week, but I don't like Florida over Alabama. I'm sorry. All my homeboys coach over there at Florida, but I don't like Florida over there. The Dolphins over the Bills now. The question is Buffalo Bills going to go 0-2? Is the Dolphins home opener? I'm sorry. I say homeowner. How do I feel about who? How you feel about the Canes? Well, I think it's about time we get a new coach, which by the end of the year, we will be getting a new coach at University of Miami because we're going to go 5-5. That shit we saw the first week, we didn't even put up a fight. Then to come play Appalachian State. Appalachian State? They had linemen this fucking big. We couldn't run the fucking ball. Look at the stats on offense. Go back and look at the replay of that game. That shit was absolute. I couldn't believe it. I was like, series after series. Okay, this series, okay, maybe we sputtered and had a bad series. Maybe we sputtered and had a bad. Shit. Let me say this. When you play a team like Alabama, what ends up happening is they expose you. So this is how it works. Everybody in football, you know what they do? Everybody in football, you play against a great team, they all get the book on you. They say, oh, and football is a copycat league. They say, oh, you know how we can beat Miami? We're going to use the same game plan that Alabama used against Miami. By the way, Alabama used the same game plan, a large part of the game plan that North Carolina used on Miami. And see, I'm put my football coach hat on. I look at it. I sit there and look at the game every week. And that's the reason why I say I would be surprised that Miami Hurricanes win 5 games this year. Because when they get up, when you play against, like App State could have beat us, should have beat us with a few more players. Now you got Michigan State coming in here. It ain't the old Michigan State, pound and ground. Everybody got the book on them. They use the same book. So unfortunately, let me tell you, let me break down University of Miami for y'all, which I hate to do because everybody say, hey, Blake, the food out there. Let me break down University of Miami. Defense. Manny Diaz is the defense coordinator. Nobody knows where they're going. Any kind of misdirection, any kind of motion with backs out the backfield, switch routes, or anything like that confuses them. Linebacker pull, the offensive lineman pull. Now they're spilling something they should have did, and there's some adjustment that they should have made in the North Carolina game. Speaking of adjustments, no adjustments. They make no adjustments. If you move people, if you run backs out of the backfield, if you motion people, that confuses Miami defense. Why? Because they're not fundamentally technically sound. They don't know the rules and the responsibilities. The linebacker play is absolutely horrible. The linebacker play is absolutely trash. They can't cover the back out the backfield to save their life. People go 5 wide, put a guy in the slot, they put a linebacker on a fast guy out the door. The coverages that they're running is straight trash. And now go into from that. Why is that? Defensive coordinator is the head coach. The head coach was defense coordinator. He was defense coordinator at Texas under Mac Brown and got fired in the middle of the year. Then he went to La Tech or some fucking place like that. And we make him the head coach. We make him the head coach. Y'all go figure that out. Have one decent year coaching defense, ACC. Everybody get the book on him. Shit is over with. Offensive line. Mojo back on the D-line. Listen, let me explain something to you. Now, here's the big part of it. Go look at Florida, Clemson, Alabama, LSU. Look at their staffs. And let me explain to you about staff. You see a lot of people standing on the sideline. Those mostly are GAs. There's only 10 people. You're in the 10. There are 10 coaches on the staff. And those 10 coaches are the ones who can go out and recruit. Those 10 coaches are the boss of their position. So there's one receiver coach, one running back coach, one O-line coach, one coordinator, running back coach, one tight end coach. That's your 10 on that side of the ball, and the same thing over there. Look at our staff. We got a staff built for FIU. We have a staff that's built for FIU. Think about it. You go to the defensive side of the ball. We got the D-line coach. He was coaching in high school 5 years ago, and then he went to the Falcons as a GA, and then they let him be an assistant, and he's our D-line coach. We have a linebacker coach, Mr. Aristide. He was a GA at Texas A&M a year ago. I like the young fella. He's the son of the Miami Northwestern coach. We have my good friend DVD. DVD is going to be a great coach. But DVD, this is his first time coaching. He was an analyst. We have T-Rod. Then we got Manny Diaz. Now go look at Alabama staff. This is who you're going up against. Osborne, the fucking head coach of Houston Texans. It's like taking candy from a baby. He's going to coach rings around everybody. Then everybody else on the staff are guys who are going to who came to Alabama, and they're going to leave in 2 years to go get them a head coach job. The running back coach at Alabama was the running back coach at North Carolina. How did he get his claim to fame? Because he got 2 running backs that went to the NFL, by the way, and had 2 running backs to rush over 500 yards. So what the fuck did Miami? So what the fuck did Nick Saban do? Oh, fuck that shit. If you got 2 running backs going to the league at North Carolina and you had 2 guys that damn near rushed for 1,000 yards on Miami, you can come over here and coach for me. I'm going to buy you from North Carolina. We don't do that under Manny Diaz because he has the Napoleon complex. He got to be the smartest guy in the room. He got to have a bunch of kids in the room with him that everybody's looking up to him like he the end of all, which he don't know a goddamn thing about football. Hello? Y'all don't hear me. Nick Saban is smart. Because you know what Nick Saban do? Nick Saban go get people smarter than him. He's not the smartest guy in the room. Look at all his coordinators. Lane Kiffin was his coordinator, offense coordinator. Where was Lane before he got there? Lane was the head coach at USC. Lane was the head coach at the fucking Oakland Raiders before he got there. Is he smart? Fucking right. So, Nick, bring your ass over here. You smarter than me. Shit. I'm bringing who after Lane Kiffin? Who went over there? Sarkisian. Sarkisian was the offensive coordinator at the Atlanta Falcons, and he was the fucking head coach at USC. Come on over here, Sarkisian. You smarter than me. The offensive line coach for Alabama right now is who? He was the head coach at Jacksonville Jaguars last year. Are you fucking serious? When you're a head coach in a Power 5 program, you know what you do? You sit back like this. They say, Luke, you need to be the coach of Miami. You know, I'll go get all the gangster coaches. I'll be sitting back like this. I'm going to go get me some motherfuckers who don't want to be here but for 2 years. That is what Nick Saban does. Nick Saban used the Howard Schnellenberger game plan approach. Remember old Howard Schnellenberger, the blueprint that he left at the University of Miami and people like Mark Richt and Manny Diaz refused to look at. But Jimmy Johnson used it. Dennis Erickson used it. Look at the coaches who coached for Jimmy Johnson. Butch Davis. Did he not coach in the NFL? Ed Orgeron, the coach at LSU, the head coach right now. He was the defensive line coach. Ask me how I know, and I'll tell you so. I used to be on that sideline. Tommy Tuberville, the worst politician in America, who was the fucking head coach at Auburn, won a national championship. You know he was a coach at Miami too. All them gangsters was over there in Miami. Randy Shannon, they got Randy Shannon for the fucking Dolphins. So that's why Manny Diaz is not going to succeed, because he has a Napoleon complex. He needs to be the smartest guy in the room because he never played football before. And when people never played football, not even Pop Warner, they can't have anybody that played the game around them that's smarter than them. So therefore, the program suffers. And I'll be in a fucking wheelchair going to the game before we even think about a national championship. And that's what it is, people. So don't get me started on that. Smart, Power 5 coaches. And it ain't the players. Miami got tons of talent. Because you're in a talent-rich area. They had to pick of the litter. Don't get me started on that. They had to pick of the litter. They could only fuck it up. Which a lot of these recruits, they fuck up. Ask me how I know. Now, they should have kept Willie Taggart at Florida State. Florida State got the fucking, the football guards jinx. Remember the football guys jinxed Tampa Bay Buccaneers for hundreds of years until they hired a black coach, and then the jinx came off of them? That's what's happening in Florida State. The football guys, they got the jinx against them because they did the black man wrong. They let this man coach for 21 games. I saw a graphic the other day. I saw a graphic that the current coach of Florida State, and I like the guy. Ain't no disrespect to him. I like him. I just don't like the institution that created the bullshit. The individuals in that institution that created the bullshit. If anything, they should get a fucking job, the Deion Sanders, but they ain't give it to him. Well, we told Daryl's hired 2 black guys back to back. Oh, fuck no. I like the coach at Florida State. He's trying. I can fucking tell you, he's trying. He's trying his hardest. But unfortunately, the institution did the black man wrong. And so the football guards don't like that. They're going to lose a lot more games. They're going to win some shit, and then they're going to get dropped back down to the bottom. They're going to say, oh, shit, what the fuck happened? We can't get over the hump. So what happened? People say, oh, Alabama got Nick Saban, Alabama. You remember Shula was coaching at Alabama? You remember Terry Bowden was coaching at Clemson? And they got good coaches to come in and do what? Bring good coaches to the program and let them do their job. Especially when you're surrounded by so much talent. Charlie, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. Dan Mullen gonna rake up all the shit around here. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to listen to me. Nobody wants to listen to Luke. Manny Diaz, he don't like me. I love him because he's coaching at the institution that I love. Fuck him too. You don't like me, fuck you. Here's what it is. It's no love lost. Ed Reed is over there not. They haven't asked Ed Reed anything yet. They haven't asked Ed Reed anything. I'm not going to reveal my sources, but I can tell you. Ed Reed just sits in an office and go out on the balcony and smoke a cigar. Ed Reed, the only reason Ed Reed is at the University of Miami right now is because there was this big push of having Alonzo Highsmith, who's a big-time executive in the NFL, oversee the football program. And so that was a big push from some of the alumni and some of the trustees and things. So what Manny Diaz and the athletic director did was say, oh, fuck that, we don't want that. So what they did was they gave Ed Reed, they brought Ed Reed in, gave him a check to then to cool people off on that whole Highsmith thing because they didn't want nobody overseeing them. Manny didn't want nobody overseeing him on the entire football operation. That is why Ed Reed is there. He don't go in there and ask Ed Reed shit. He don't talk to Ed Reed about no X's and O's, no schemes or none of that. Ed goes to the office and go on the balcony and smoke a cigar, show up to the games on the sideline. That's how that goes. You heard it first. My man Ed Reed. But ladies and gentlemen, I had a good time tonight. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Sunday, I'll be back on here. Look at that. I say, wow. I'm telling you some G shit now. Man, with all the information here, he got a playbook in the room. He got a playbook in the office. Put it this way. There was a young man over there. I'm not going to call his name. Plays at the university. I know his father and everything. Said, man, I think about having you represent my son. You think he should come out? Nah. He needs to stay another year. He need to gain some more weight, need to do some more things, stay another year. And kid plays defense. I'm not going to call him no name. I say, hey, man, How often do you talk to Ed? Now keep in mind, me and Ed smoke cigars at the cigar place. So the kid said, I don't talk to Ed. I'm like, you been there that long? You? I said, listen, let me explain to you, motherfucker. You do this right here. You take your ass in that fucking office. You see Ed Reed, you fucking sit down with him every moment you can sit down with him. Every moment you can sit down with him and talk to him, you pick his brain for every ounce of information. And if anybody tell you don't fucking talk to Ed Reed up in that motherfucker, you know what you tell him? Okay, well, I just call Uncle Luke. Tell him, y'all say don't talk to Ed Reed. See how that go. I'll blow the whole place up. But I'm gonna leave y'all that on that. Good night. Y'all have a good night. Hopefully y'all learn something.